Hello and welcome to this week's writing prompt. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Elizabeth Besant, and for most of my life I've been a writer and a writing coach. The prompts on this channel are primarily for people who are writing about their own life and journaling, and who would like something to help them decide what to write about, or even where to start. So, what's this week's writing prompt? Well, it's simple really. How was your milk delivered when you were a child? Now, I know that might sound like a bit of an average question, or even a mediocre question that leaves you saying, well, why do you want to know that? Well, the answer is because it's actually quite an interesting question. It's actually a question that I've asked quite often in many of the writing classes that I've done over the years. And in actual fact, it comes up with some amazing answers. For example, one lady told me that when she was a child, what they used to do was they would leave a jug at the end of the driveway, and the local farmer would come around in the morning and fill their jug up with fresh milk, and then one of them would go down and pick up the jug and take it up to the house for breakfast. Quite a different story from today, where most of us buy our milk from the corner store or the supermarket and don't even get it delivered. And then of course there's also the chance that the milk that we're actually buying is not cow's milk as it always was, but in actual fact it's almond or oat milk or rice milk. In fact, when I was a child, our milk was delivered every morning before we got up by the local milkman, who would drive around from house to house on his milk float, which, if we were lucky, would go maybe 10 miles an hour. And every morning he would get out and he'd come up to the front door with his little wire basket holding a collection of milk bottles, which he would then put by our front door. He would then pick up the clean washed milk bottles that we'd left out for him, and he'd then drive along to the next house. Plus, in the winter, we had the added excitement of the milk freezing some mornings when it was really cold, and it would expand out of the milk bottle, pushing the foil over the top of the bottle up. Or in the summer, there was the added excitement of the fact that sometimes little birds would come round and peck holes in the top of the foil so that they could get to the milk underneath. They're both stories that are very different from how we get our milk today. Yet, at the time, we took it all in our stride because that's the way it was done. But if those stories were written down and our children read them or our grandchildren read them, it would be a totally different life, and it would give a huge insight to how life had changed. So although they were the same as every other day for us, they were totally different from every day now. And there have been a variety of different ways in between, and still I'm only talking about one country. What if you lived somewhere else? What if your parents lived somewhere else? What if your grandparents lived somewhere else? It's all different. So that is the reason why this week's prompt is, how was your milk delivered when you were a child? So there you go. I hope you have fun with it. This prompt was actually taken from my autobiography, Writing from Life Trigger Questions, which are available on Etsy. I will leave a link in the description if you'd like to go check them out. Or if you're after improving your writing skills, why not check out some of my writing classes that are listed on Skillshare? I'll leave the link for those in the description as well. Plus, that has the advantage of, if you use that link, you will currently get 2 weeks free on Skillshare, which means you can watch as many Skillshare classes as you want on numerous topics, not just mine. If you found this prompt interesting and helpful, please feel free to give me the thumbs up. Don't forget there will be another prompt next week, and if you'd like to be sure not to miss that, feel free to subscribe as well. And of course, there is the opportunity to leave a comment. Well, I guess that's just about it. So, have fun with your writing, and I look forward to seeing you next week.